What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Live Beyond Average podcast. Jumping on today, I had a really cool message come in from someone today, and I wanted to just take a minute and talk about some mindset shifts that can help you be more successful, can help you come in more to your true authenticity. That has been the main subject of what we've been talking about for several months, because the root system of everything that we want to accomplish comes down to us being who we truly are. And when we are becoming, we already are who we truly are, but as we're becoming that as well, it's a very paradoxical mindset shift there. Success and the things that we want to achieve become much more simple. So I want to read you this message. This is great. A friend come in, messaged me this morning. Hey, if you had 3 habits you felt were holding you back with your health, would you tackle them all at once or pick one that's the most detrimental and start there? And this is really good because obviously we can talk about health. This conversation was about health topics, but it can apply to anything in our life. And so this was my reply. I would just start doing the best I could every day towards my overall health and not worry about perfection, and just do my best I could daily and let the days stack. My focus would shift from the things I shouldn't do to the things that I want to do and be. Really think about that. In the past, since we're talking about health, in the past when you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to burn fat, you're trying to eat well, what is the often thought process behind this? Okay, I can't eat this, I can't eat this, I can't have this. Our mind goes into all the things we cannot do. And that's where our focus is, versus shifting and moving and taking our mindset into all the things we want, all the things that we are. And so I said my focus would shift from the things I shouldn't do to all the things I want to do and be. And so if you're trying to lose 100 pounds, man, what are all the things I want to do? What are all the things I want to be? And I make my decisions based off those things. Really think about this too. Okay, so we're working at stepping into our true authenticity, being who we truly are, which you already are. We have just become professionals at being people who we're not. Think about that. If you're 100 pounds overweight, if you're 50 pounds overweight, it doesn't matter. You've become a professional at being somebody you're not. You're not. Your true self isn't 100 pounds overweight. Your true self is healthy, fit, motivated, all of the things you want. But you've just been faking it. You're faking it if you're somebody who you don't desire to be right now. You're faking it of not being who you really are. And so if you actually start viewing yourself as the person you desire to be, which is who you actually are, if that's who you desire to be, that's who you are. You're just faking it and not being that person. And so if you are 100 pounds overweight and you want to lose 100 pounds, already view yourself as that person who has lost 100 pounds. Because then your decisions that you make on a daily basis reflect that person who you are. Okay, well, the healthy, fit version of me, I don't sit down and binge eat a whole bag of Oreos and then Doritos and soak it down with a couple Cokes. I don't do that, because somebody who's not 100 pounds overweight doesn't do that. And so the decisions you make on a daily basis then shift, because you are truly believing who you actually are versus being the pseudo self that you're pretending to be every day. That is how true, authentic change starts to happen. That's how the inner transformation, the true root system within ourselves start to grow and establish and take root in our souls, take root in our heart. And then after that continues to grow because we believed truth, we manifest a real fruit in our life. That real fruit for you might be, I lost 100 pounds. Because the root of everything that you decided and the truth that you believed within yourself took such a good root that at some point it's going to come out of the ground and flourish into something that's tangibly real to the eye. Even though you felt it real in your innermost being, it'll become tangibly real to the eye to everybody else. It'll manifest in the physical. And you lost 60 pounds, you lost 70 pounds, you lost 100 pounds. That's how this works, you guys. It seems silly, but people don't talk about this. It's a mindset shift because we've been so taught a different way for decades. And even I'll say things that are a little bit more polarizing on my social media at times, where it's just like, hey, guys, like even like I posted one the other day on my stories where it's like, guys, like your woman wants you to be healthy and fit, and they want you to have your shit together. And so it's a very polarizing statement, not a way that I speak very often. And he ended this statement to me after we talked for a little while. He goes, man, I really just need to get my shit together a bit. And though there's truth in that statement, I replied with this: be who you truly are. There's no striving in that. And so though there's times that we do need to get our stuff together, getting our stuff together isn't a striving to do better and feeling guilty because I messed up again today and I had the Oreos, or I smoked when I didn't want to smoke, or whatever the thing is there's no striving in being who we truly are. We just start to step into that, and then we start realizing like, oh, like being who I am is actually, I feel good about that. It's actually easier. It doesn't mean there's not struggle with breaking old habits, breaking out of your old thought process. But how we break out of the old thought process that's maybe been rooted in us for our whole lives, because that's all we've known. So you have to give yourself grace through that process of leaving that. And so when we just open up our hearts to change and allowing Holy Spirit to actually change us, versus thinking, man, my change in myself, it has to do with me. It has to do with how hard I work, how dedicated I am, how strong I can be. It's actually way less about that. We're actually not as in charge of changing ourselves as we think we are. Our true job is really just to open our hearts to allow the change to happen, because Holy Spirit knows who we truly are. Let him teach you that, who you actually are. And guess what? You know who you actually are inside as well. It's a remembering process for you to get there. And that's the fun of the journey. It's just remembering every single step of the way of, man, this feels really good to be who I am. And so really deeper ways of thinking, but not hard. It's not really a hard way of thinking. Just start shifting that. All the things that I am, all the things that I am, versus all the things I shouldn't do and I can't do and I don't want to do this and I'm messing up. No, all the things that I am. Shifting to all the things that I am. I make my decisions off of who I am. You guys, I hope this serves you today. I hope it helps you. If it does and it encourages you, share this with somebody else that you know it can encourage as well. You have a great rest of your day. Crush your week. Love you guys.